I think that's really important too, that differentiation, that they're not meant to be consumed necessarily back to back.
No, they're not. And 7 p.m. project again is the other different point of difference. It's more your lighter look at the events of the day. So. And they can do that, but the harder news is we can't do that, so it's more of a straight, hard, factual news, whereas Charlie and the boys, 7 p.m, can have a bit of fun, have a laugh. Sometimes it's at our expense, so that's just the way it is. So we think they're all completely different and offer something different for anybody that wants to tune in and watch.
Now, part of the change for 10 in their news programming is that where the weekends were a national bulletin, still at 5 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday. That's now flipped to a 6 o'clock local bulletin, so a state bulletin, really competing against the others, and again providing that local information, local knowledge stuff. Recently, and there's word that this will continue, another network has started up a 5 p.m. national weekend bulletin. Do you think that's just a little bit of mucking around, or are they? What's your take on that?
No, it's probably a bit of mucking around. Obviously they've spotted an opportunity there to put some more news on, so good luck to them. Go for your life.
Good work. How do you like to relax? Given the pressures of the newsroom, what do you like to do to chill out?
It's hard these days with all the kids around the house. We do a bit of I do some renovating around the house, so that's usually busy on the weekends. I usually try and do as much as I can with the kids on the weekends, and we all try to do something together. Again, not always easy because they're always at a different sporting event or a party or something. So I like to do a little bit of reading if I can. I like having a run, a bit of fitness. That's probably the big thing. I find it relaxing to go and have a run and just clear the head a bit. I find that good. Love to go to the beach whenever we can, which is not often. It's normally towards the end of the year, but we like to get away and go to a beach up north somewhere, or over to Moreton Island, which is a bit of a favourite for me and the kids. You can get over there and the phone doesn't work that well. You can chill out a bit, and that's for me is total relaxation over there. But that's usually sort of spending time with the family or trying to finish the reno on our house.
So balancing renovation, family time, your work with 10, and then your own media company, you're a busy boy.
Yeah, it gets pretty busy, I must admit, and the way this year started, it's the busiest I've ever been, I think, in my career, to be honest. It's just not getting...
Sorry, I was just going to say, you guys were all across the Queensland flood coverage. You had a whole bunch of stuff going there, and you've just come back from North Queensland after Cyclone Yasi and covered some of that.
Yeah, we had a busy time up there with Yasi. Like all the networks and all the media, it was just a phenomenal time to be up there. It was a pretty tense time, I must admit as well. I remember driving into to Cairns. We were based in Cairns for a while. It was pretty tense. We didn't know what to expect, and we were up there for 7 days all up. And a few of those early days, I think we worked out today that we had about 4 hours sleep in the first 48 hours because it was just with network commitments, and the others would all be the same. It's just like a rolling feast of news. Everybody wanted something. They wanted to know about it because it was a big event. So that was pretty full on, and then the new evening news as well on the back of all of that, and then travelling after we do the evening news. We wouldn't get in till early hours of the morning, and then doing radios from 6 a.m. It was very busy.
So in that OB situation for you, how many is there? There's you, a cameraman,
we've got a producer, and we've normally got technicians as well with a portable satellite, all up. For the far north Cyclone Yasi, we had 25 people, so it was quite a big team. We had reporters stationed in all of the areas, all of the sort of centres up and down in that hit zone, or the strike zone, if you like, where Yasi was going to hit.
Call it Ground Zero, Bill. Everyone
No, Ground Zero. I know we all use the cliches a bit, but we were in Ground Zero, if you like, for a while, Tully. And so we had crews all over the place, so it was quite a big undertaking. And as I said, like everybody worked really hard up there.
How did you find the locals reacting to the media effectively pulling up on their doorstep and wanting to take pictures?
Pretty much everybody was fantastic. For people that had lost, in many cases, lost all of their livelihoods. Some of them lost businesses, many lost homes, many lost all of the stuff in those homes. Fortunately, no one lost any lives. They were fantastic. They would, you'd go up and speak to them, and they were happy to talk. They were happy to give you a hand if you were. We were doing broadcasts out the front of some homes where they'd lost everything, and then people were coming out and offering us drinks and guys were coming out and offering us a beer. I was like, no, thanks, you got too much on you, you got enough on your plate. They just got a wonderful spirit up there, and you hear that word spirit a lot, but we've seen so much of that in the last few weeks with the mud army around the floods in Brisbane. But up there, they were just phenomenal for what they'd been through, for the sheer terror on some of their faces when they recounted what it was like going through that cyclone. They were just fantastic.
What's the most significant news event that, as a presenter, you've had to deliver?
That was pretty much up there. Yasi, I think. I remember that was the 9/11 stuff. I wasn't doing news at that stage. I was doing sport, and I remember
lots of sport in that.
As a sport guy, they just said, "Oh, don't bother coming in for a couple of days." It was big news event. The death of Steve Irwin was a pretty major story.
Yes.
But I think probably Cyclone Yasi, just for the resources and the build-up to what was going to be, what was a major cyclone. That was pretty big. I've never been as busy, as I said, on any assignment as I have been with that.
So what's 2011 going to hold for Bill McDonald?
2011 for me, well, hopefully we'll just continue to work as hard as we can. I like to pride myself on a work ethic. I work hard, and I've always been that way, whether it's at home or at work. I like to work hard. I hope we can continue to build 630, because I think it's a really worthwhile, good product.
Yes.
And for all the people that work on it with me, I'd like to do my little bit as the front person, if you like. I'm only at the shiny end of it, so I'd like to do my bit. Yeah, I'm at the end of the day, I do that little bit, and I'd like to make sure that I do that well and do whatever I can to make sure that it's a success, and that people see it for what it is and tune in and go, yeah, that's a good local news service, and we like it at that time.
Yeah.
I'd just like to make sure that we continue to have success there, continued health for myself and the family, and just continue to grow as a person and be a good dad and a good husband and continue on.
Nice. Now, you've recently started to dabble a whole lot more on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
How are you finding that?
It's an experience. That's where I met you, Molks. I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm a Twitter novice. Is there a term for that? There's a term for everything on Twitter. Tweet nerd or something. It's good. It's very immediate. That's why in news terms, it's used as a source for a lot of things now. And as I said, a lot of stuff may come in on it, but whether it's true or not, you're compelled to go and check it, because it's just such immediate information. It's good. I like it, and you get compelled to go back and want to check and see what's on there all the time. And it used to be that you'd get on the net and you check all the websites and the news websites, but I'm finding now that you get on there and you go, well, let's see who's tweeting and see what the latest is. So maybe I got a little bit too addicted to it. I was told at work that I was tweeting too much. I should cut the tweets back.
I'm not sure that it's possible to be too addicted to Twitter.
No, maybe not. I'm certainly addicted to it. And here I am trying to tell my kids to not get on the social websites too much. And yeah, you got to do some study, kids, stay off it. And one of the boys said to me last night, he said, what about you though? You're constantly there tweeting. So that's all right. I'm in charge here.
Excellent. Bill, well, I know that a whole bunch of people are probably going to follow you on the back end of this now.
I don't know about that.
Thank you very much for your time, Bill McDonald.
Thanks, Molks. Nice to chat.